Before we dive into this courtroom exchange, here's the key issue. The victim's family is asking for more space in the courtroom during closing arguments, one of the most emotional and important moments of any trial. But in court, even seating arrangements must follow strict fairness rules. The question now becomes, can the judge make an exception without giving one side an unfair advantage?
I appreciate your time and effort this morning, Ms. Afternoon, Ms. Nestel.
May I come to the
Sure,
podium?
happy to listen.
As you know, I represent the victims in this case who are here today. They've been here every day filling the row. We have a special request for Monday. I don't know if it'll deviate from the court's decorum order, but if it does, we think it warrants a special decision or order from the court. And that is, we're asking for the victim's family to be able to take that second and even third row during the closing arguments. Of course, nobody could anticipate when the case was going to close or when closing arguments would be, but that's a really important day. It's an important day for the victims to exercise their right to be present, which to be meaningful means they want to hear and see as much as they can. So I think they've been very abiding to the court's decorum order. This is really important for them.
This request might sound simple, just a few extra rows for family, but in a high-profile trial, courtroom seating is a very sensitive issue. Judges have to balance three things: fairness to both sides, access for the public, and respect for the victims' families. Change the rules too much, and one side might argue the court is showing favoritism. Question for you. Should victims' families get priority seating during closing arguments, or should courtroom seating stay strictly equal for everyone?
This is really important for them. There were a lot of witnesses who were subpoenaed and weren't able to come in, maybe didn't even end up testifying, but they want to come as well. So during the pretrial proceedings, the victim's family had 2 rows that they filled regularly, and there are a lot of people who loved Eric and supported him and who would like to be here that day. And to prevent people from having to camp out all night at the court's doorstep just to make sure that they get in, our request would be that they get the second and third row designated.
Chris, have we handed out wristbands for Monday yet?
No, sir. Our plan is to hand them out for the decorum order before 0800.
So I'm just going to sound this out in real time. What I can't do is change the rules regarding odd and even midstream based upon genuine empathy for one side or the other. But I can steal some rows back from people that do not have a familiar connection to the case.
This is actually a classic example of judicial problem solving. The judge refuses to change the core fairness rule, but finds a way to expand the seating without favoring either side. Instead of rewriting the policy mid-trial, the judge simply doubles the rows available to both families. It's a careful balancing act between public access, courtroom order.
And so, Chris, it sounds like I could say rows 2 and 3 are going to be for whoever would have gotten row 2 in on whatever odd or even day Monday is, and rows 4 and 5 can be for whomever was going to get it on that day. So I can double the amount of space. I just can't switch the order.
Okay, and I think possibly the defendant's family would have been on Monday. Of course, again, we didn't know the trial was going to end, or that important day would be
Certainly neither
on
did
Monday.
Yeah.
If those rows are not filled, can those seats be filled?
No, it makes it very hard for court staff to manage who's sitting where and to make sure that everybody is behaving. So I got to have clear rules, but I can double the space. I mean, let's be clear. What I'd be doing is excluding the rest of the public.
Right.
But let's put it blank. Instead of 1 row for Ms. Corey Richins' family, 2 rows for the public, 1 row for Eric Richins' family, it would be 1 row for the media, 2 rows for Corey Richins' family, and guests, and 2 rows for Eric Richins' family and guests.
Okay, thank you.
Chris, now that I've said that out loud, that's an idea. I got to make sure I did not create any trouble.
I have to deal with the public.
Well, we can send something out, right?
Yeah.
I imagine that I could ask our media partners to help me spread the word. So we'll get to that. Okay.
So I'm happy to talk to Ms. Richins' family and see if they need that second row. And if they don't, I can communicate with Mr. Palmer and tell him there will be one row for the public.
I'm probably just going to make this decision now so there's no ambiguity so we can get ahead of it.
Okay.
So that people aren't coming to the courthouse 2 days from now with an
Okay.
expectation.
Okay.
Will you give me 5 minutes to talk to Chris to make sure I'm
Yes.
not working at cross purposes with the security plan?
Yes.
All right, let me take a 5-minute break, folks. Thank you.
All right.
Council, this is going to be the plan for closings on Monday and the period of jury deliberations. First row, as usual, will be for members of the media with authorization to have a seat in those rows. Whichever family, whether it's Eric Richins' family and guests or Corey Richins' family and guests, is entitled under the current odd-even switching scheme to the first or to the second row will get the second and third. Whichever family and set of guests is entitled to the fifth will get the fifth and fourth. Keep in mind they're going to switch each day. So if the jury keeps deliberating into Tuesday, it'll be 2 and 3 versus 4 and 5 switches. Mr. Palmer, Court Security Director, will give counsel, defendant's counsel for defendant's family and guests, state's counsel for, unless you want to be the point person, Ms. Nestel, it's up to you.
I can do that just to take the burden off of them.
All right.
Yeah.
Ms. Nestel, on behalf of Eric Richins' family and guests, is going to give you 24 wristbands. And it's up to you who gets them. That'll be per day.
Thank you.
Okay? Means you got to be here, somebody from your team and somebody, Ms. Nestel, you got to be here no later than 8 a.m. each day.
Yeah.
All right?
I'll do it.
Very good. We're all going to buy Chris Palmer chocolates and flowers because he's going to take some flack about this. I will issue an amended decorum order to make it clear this is the way we're doing things. It's the fair way to do it. To the extent you can include this in your reporting about what's coming on Monday, I'd appreciate it, just so people aren't showing up unnecessarily. Okay. All right. Anything else, Ms. Nestel?
No.
Ms. Nestor?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Burmester?
No, Your Honor.
Folks, I appreciate your patience. Please travel safe. Ms. Richins, I'll see you Monday morning. Take care. Court's in recess. Thank you.